Hello, thank you so much for purchasing the Hinata Sales Page. So for this video, I'm going to show you how you can edit the template that I have designed. First, I would like you to know the components of the page editor. So from your left side, under the Sections tab, you'll see the header, which is currently hidden as this is a sales page. But if you prefer to display your header, you can just go to your header section, scroll down to section settings, and then uncheck this hide header, and then as well for mobile. And then from the header, you will see all the sections here down to the footer and all the pop-ups. You'll also notice that there's letter D and letter M for a couple of sections here. It means that this specific section is only visible for desktop, and the section with M, it's visible for mobile only. So that's good thing about Encore compared with the outdated theme, which is the Premiere. In Encore, you can create sections that are only visible for desktop or and for mobile. So let's take a look at the first section, which is your hero section. When you click a section, it can include content or what we call it as blocks. Currently, this is a text block, and you can add content if you want to, or say this one has three blocks, and this is the core problem. We've got, if you click the core problem section, you'll see the icons here, which is this one. There's a little spacer here, and then the checklist. This is a text block, and then the image block. So I tried to rename them and for you to see which block or section is for whatever you see or display here on the right screen. So now we understand what the sections are and what are the blocks inside. Um, for you to edit the page, it's either you click the section on your left panel, or when you hover your mouse and click a block, that will automatically display the block that you want to edit. Say for this one, I want to edit this one. So that will automatically be redirected to the exact block. Otherwise, if you are looking for a specific section, let's say this one, you can just click that and the right display will display right here. All right, so let's go back to the top again. And so if you want to edit the text block, for example, this one, my tip here is just click the actual text or actual image so that you can, it's easier and more efficient. So if you want to edit this is a new feature of Kajabi. Before, you have to click the text block and then update your text on your left. But right now, if you click the text block, you can see the mini menu at the top where you can edit the text or design, change the colors, italize it, or bold it. So that's one option. Another option here is if you use the left panel, you'll see the full screen icon here, which I usually do. Once you click on that, you'll have a bigger screen for you to edit your text. Now, for you to edit the text, for example, this one, transform your life with, you can just simply highlight that and then type in whatever words or text you want to put in. Once you're done, you can just simply click on the full screen icon again, and then you'll see it here. And once you're happy, make sure you click save or just hit Control S for Windows, or I think it's Command S for MacBook. And so if you want to edit the header, say this one, if you want to use this text block here, there's a drop down here for header, and you can use H2 if you want to have a smaller size. If you want to change the text here. Again, you can change the text right here, or from your left panel, the component of this whole block here from the top is the text, and then you'll see um, right here the call to action. The call to action right here is set to jump to the inclusions and pricing, which is this part. You can simply change that to whatever you want to choose. Let's say the payment plans. You can do that. So I'm back inside the actual text block settings. So from here, there's more settings here that you can play with, and the padding. I'll be discussing the padding later on. But let me show you this one. If I click any part of the section, not the block, you see when I hover my mouse here, I'll be able to edit the text or the icon here or the image here. But if I just want to go to the actual section of this part here, I'll just click the little space here or little space here. Now the section here has settings. It has the background, which is the background image here. You have an option to upload a video, but please take note that if you are accessing the page on a mobile and that mobile device is on battery saver mode, the video will not be displayed. So it's okay to have a video background, but make sure you have a background image as well. And in here, there's an effect here that the background is fixed. And this is because of the fixed background image. If I uncheck that, that's what will happen. As you scroll, the image will scroll as well. So it's your preference if you want to edit that or not. Now for the desktop layout, I'm going to show you an easier section like this one. So I'm going to click this part here. So I'm now in this section of this page. The desktop layout is more of you're editing the whole section. When you say padding, this adjusts the spacing. If I put in just too much 200, that's how big it is. So you can control that by just reducing the number, and then you can make it in the left panel or right panel. I'll talk about mobile layout later on. Now, if I go inside the block of the section, let's say the headline, if I want to adjust, if I want to add a spacer here, I'll just click the text here and then scroll down. I'm inside the block. Scroll down and you'll see the desktop layout. The desktop layout will also have an inside padding and an outside padding. One good example for you to identify which is the inside and outside padding would be this one. So I just clicked that. The left panel showed me where I can edit that. So the inside padding, if I put in 150 for the top, that increases the the space or the padding inside the actual block. But if I use the outside spacing and say put in 150, then that increases the spacer here. So that's the difference between the inside and outside padding. Like this, for example, this icon here, I'm going to click this section again and then go to the icon. This icon is overlapping on this block. So if I scroll down again to the desktop layout, scroll down to the outside padding, if I put just 110 or 200, whatever number you want, that increase space. But if I put in negative 110, then that brings back to an overlap. Um, All right, so let's go with this image. This image right here, if I click on it, you see you can simply upload a new file from your device and whatever image, sorry, shape it is, you can do that because this one is coded. It automatically creates this shape, and I'm going to show you where you can find all the codes. If I hit back, we go to the main panel of where I can see all the sections here. I'll click on the settings. I'll go to the custom code, and then right here, if I scroll down, this is the curved image, and this is the border radius. So if I choose, say, 0, and then 0 again, this one is for from top left, top right, bottom left. So it goes from here to this corner, to this, and to this. If I change that, hit save, that will change to something like this. And so I'm gonna save that again. Now for this text block here, if you click on that, you can select whatever code you want to change. Let's say you want to change this to blue, something not on brand, but you can do that. There's an undo and redo button, and you can just do that. Control Z or Command Z. For the testimonial, I'm gonna go ahead and click this little part here. Make sure you edit this tick box so you can see it right here. When you click the actual text, you can just simply change this. And then once you're happy, just uncheck this and make sure you save it. Now, let me talk about this feature block. This feature block is, it has an icon. You can put an image here and you can have a text. You can even have a button here if you want to enable that. And then here, it's an icon that you can change. Or if you don't want an icon there, you can go to image style and take this hide image. And just make sure you save it. When you change the background image, so if you should have you should have noticed now that when I click a section, my left panel is automatically changed and redirected to this specific section. If I change this, nothing here because I just want to have a background effect without any text in here. This section here, if I click, there's a lot of text here. I have renamed it. Like this is the course headline. This is the image one. This is the text number one next to it. And then image number two is this, and then text number two is here. Now for these sections, if you have noticed, there are some sections that have a background image. I have included those images from Canva, and you can just simply change it to your preference. This one, if I go to the bonus section, and then the background is right here in the section settings. If I click on that, this is where you edit that. I have a different link where you can edit the Canva. My tip here is that whatever color of the previous background here should be the same color as what you have here. Let me open this image. So this color here, this very light beige, is the same color as this one. So that there's an effect that it's kind of flow with this section. And then just change the color of this. Another coded image here is this one. This is also a feature section where you have an option to click on the image style and hide it. This section here, if you go back to the settings and then custom code, you'll find it here. How it works section image. This is the first block, and you'll see the second image block and then the third image block. There's another line code here. You can see the theme color. If that is not your brand, you can simply change this hex color. Let's say I'm going to change that to white and hit save. That will be changed to the white or to your brand color. All right, so for the pricing section, I currently have two, but you can have three. But if you click these three dots next to the pricing card and select duplicate, that will automatically copy everything. Now, if you notice, if I expand this arrow, this one goes right here. That is because in one row, you can only have 12 columns. This block here, if you scroll up to the very top, it has 5 columns. This one has also 5 columns. So if you add 5, then that makes 10. And if this third block here is also 5, that makes 50. For you to get all those blocks in one row, you can just reduce it to 4 and then click this, go to the top and then reduce it. And then this one as well, and then reduce it. If you have 3 payment plans. Now, if you notice that this is uneven, even if I remove this, it will be uneven block. In the actual section settings, you can align this. So I'm going to click this part here so I can go directly to the section, scroll down, go to desktop layout. You'll see equal height blocks here. Go ahead and check that. And the vertical alignment to top. If you uncheck this, but you choose top, it would be aligned at the top, and just gonna show you if you choose bottom, then you will see this effect. This section right here, this image is also coded. You can just simply go to the settings again and then custom block and then find that about section. This one, it has this. This is from the top left, top right, bottom left. So this is 80 and 80, and you can simply change that. This line here, you'll notice this. If you click that, it's a code. You can delete that if it's unnecessary. If you want to change the color, just simply change this hex color here. If you want to change the height, say to just 200 maybe, and that's how it becomes shorter. For the accordion, if you need more questions, simply click one of the accordion blocks. Adjacent to it is the 3 dots. Click on it and then hit duplicate. That will copy all these thin lines. If you edit the accordion block, just go scroll down and then choose background, and then you'll see it here. It's a thin line, so if you want to make it thicker, you can do so. Or if you don't want that, but you want to have a color, and you can just choose the block background color. The idea of editing the page editor is that when you edit a block, you can just simply go through all these block settings. That goes the same when you edit a section. I'm inside the section of the back section. Just go through the section settings for you to get familiarized with the different settings. And just make sure you update your copyright, your social media, and then if you have an option for your account to hide this line text powered by Kajabi, you can do that. And you can do that if you go to settings, site details, and then scroll down to the bottom, which I don't have, but you can just, toggle off or on the powered by Kajabi. Now, let me talk about the mobile optimization here. Let me go back to the sections. So earlier, I have mentioned that this section right here is only visible for mobile. At the top, although these are not accurate, it can be a guide for you. If you choose this far right icon here, which is the mobile, we'll see it right here. So if you see M, it means that this section is only visible for mobile. If you don't see D or M, it means that this section is visible for both mobile and desktop. And if you edit the text or the icon, then it will automatically display display in the mobile as well. Now let's talk about the mobile section visibility. If I go inside the section, go to desktop layout, this is currently hidden. For you to see, I'm gonna unhide it, go back to the desktop layout, and you'll see that this is duplicate. So I'm gonna hide that again so it's not visible on the desktop. And if I go to mobile layout, this is currently displayed. Now going back here to the mobile view, this image right here is this one, and then this text here, right here. You can play around without having an image at the top by simply hiding that. And if you want to have your own image here, like the same as here, just make sure the element or the body or the person is right in the middle or kind of, the rule of the third, it's kind of placed here. Let me make this bigger right here, like 1/3 of the image here, because it may be cut off for smaller devices. So I wouldn't advise that. Let me show you how it looks. So this section here is for desktop. And if I go to background and the mobile layout, this is currently hidden. I'm gonna unhide it. So if I go to mobile, this is how it would look like. It's cut off because when you use the background image and a user access your page on a smaller device like a tablet, the focus of the main image will be in the center. So if your image is on the left side, then it would be part of right. Now let me talk about the codes. The codes and the settings. We have finished the sections and then we go to the settings. My apologies. Once you have installed this template, I would advise you to go right to the settings, right to the style guide, and then update your primary color, update your button color, and all these button styles. This button radius here is that. And then there are installed native fonts here that you can choose from. If you have a custom font and you need help, you can let me know and then I'll help you. And then the header font will be this one, but you can always change this like this. This is a header. This follows this color, but you can always change this color. And then very important is the font sizes for the desktop and then as well for the mobile devices because what may work on desktop with the header may be too big for the mobile device. So currently the H1 is using 56 pixels while in mobile it's using 42 pixels. And I'm going to go back to the main settings. The design tool, if you can see those thin blocks, it's helpful if you are starting to learn how to edit the page. But if you feel that it's distracting, then you can just uncheck that and then hit save. It will be hidden. Now for the custom code, notice that this is coded when you hover. If you want to change the color, I have renamed all the codes here. Like this is the button design. It says background color none because that brown orangey color follows this one. So you can always control whatever you want. And then this one too. Now going back to the custom code, what you can usually change here is the outline. You can see the size of the font if you want it bolder or if you want it bigger, and the letter spacing. If you don't want that, just remove the line code. I'm gonna hit save, and that's how you play with it. Now notice that when I hover, it brings back to the um, default design. It's because once you've made changes here, like the font size and the font weight and the letter spacing, please make sure that you also change this here. So this is the button hover and this one as well. So you can just simply copy that and then put it back here and copy here and change it here. The button hover here, it changes to black from white font text to black. This is where you can change this. There's a little note here that you can change the text color. Down here, there's a little note here as well that this is the actual background color when you hover. So I'm gonna change that to white. And when I hover, that changes to white. When you see this little note here, that means that you can change that to your brand color. So this part here is for the button. And if you have a form, let me just go ahead and click this section. I'm going to add a form just for you to know. This one here. And then I'm going to go back to the settings and then custom code. Just make this bigger. You'll see that this is the form button. Same goes with the normal button here. If you change the font size, the font weight, make sure that you also change the hover effect. This one, all this. There are three parts. Just the button here, the hover, and the button before. That's how you can change that. Now, if you want to delete a section here, just go ahead and click this text block, scroll down to the very bottom, and then delete this block. Or you can click this, you can delete that. Now, if you feel that you don't need the code for the button, then you can just simply delete this. It ends right here when you see the next note here. So for the style guide, I would advise you that once you log into your account, go to your settings, go to your site details. This is the first thing that you would do, and make sure that you have already edited your color palettes here. Once you've edited this part, you go to your template, go to your settings, and then to style guide. Those colors from your site details, it will automatically display here. So that makes it easier for you. There are instances that you don't want this image right here. You can just simply click that and then delete that block. But anything that you delete may have adjustment on the section like this one, and it's not kind of have the same padding here. So just go ahead into your section, go to desktop layout, and then adjust this to 80. So it's the same height. Let's say, for example, if you want to insert an image here, go ahead and click this little section here. You'll be redirected to this section part. Add a block. Say if you want to add an image, scroll down here, an image. It's too big because it's occupying 10 columns, maybe 5 columns, and then hit back. So you go back to the main section here, and then you see these 2 lines here. Hold, click, and drag that, and insert where you want to insert it. Now, sometimes a text is occupying 10 columns, and if you put in, say, 4, it still does not, this image still does not go next to the text block. It's because this text block, if I click on that and then scroll down here to the desktop layout, this this block is currently on its own row. So you can just uncheck that, and that goes right here. If you want to adjust the column here, then you can do so. The mockup here, I have included that in your Canva, and you can just simply download it from your Canva and then upload it. So, oh, one more thing here, the buttons. So earlier I mentioned that this button here is set to jump to the pricing. Some may not yet link because it's up to you how you want to change it. In some instances, if you're at the top, you want them to be redirected to a different section, not directly to the pricing, maybe the introduction to your offer, which is this one. And you can do that as well. It's really up to you. Um, what other things? I think little things that you may encounter if maybe especially you're editing the mobile. Some things here are, say, this little icon here. If I click on that, if you want to hide it or just remove it, you may do so. And again, that adjusted the padding. So don't worry about it. Just go to the mobile layout and then just add 80 or 40. You can adjust that. And I think that's it. I'm so happy that um you were able to listen to my video walkthrough. And of course, if you have other questions, please email me. at dianediwatadesigns@gmail.com. I have included my email in the PDF instruction where you can just find me in Instagram. My Instagram link is also in the PDF instruction, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. Or if you really have difficulties adjusting, put everything and then I'll make adjustments for you. So, thank you so much again for your time and enjoy editing. Bye bye.